Well, welcome back to Flare Fires. Today I'm looking at my top tips to help you create an amazing outdoor oasis at your place. Let's get into it. So most of us don't use a landscape architect. I know a lot of people do, and there's a lot of places for that, and particularly when you're building or, I don't know, maybe just pulling everything out and starting again. But most of us actually don't use a landscape architect, but we are trying to create an outdoor oasis at our place. And so I wanted to, I guess, step in the gap, if you like, between you and an a landscape architect, and give you some thoughts. Obviously, I'm a bit biased because we're into outdoor fireplaces, but what I wanted to say is, I guess my first tip is that you need a structural centerpiece as part of creating an outdoor oasis. Now, a structural centerpiece can be something like a pool, or something like a roof, or something like an outdoor fireplace. They all sort of can play a part in creating a destination or creating something that you can design the rest of your outdoor space around. So yeah, that would be, I guess, tip number one, is when you're looking at your outdoor space and trying to think about how you can create an oasis, is just think about what kind of thing you can utilize that creates a structural sort of centerpiece to attract people out there. And that brings me on to point number two, is when you're looking at creating an outdoor oasis, think about whether you are looking to create entertainment or solitude. And the daybed, for example, is all about solitude. The same can be said about a spa pool. Now, a spa pool doesn't really provide any of that structural centerpiece. It's more of just an object. People don't tend to gather around it, but it's also more around hanging out with those closest to you. That's not something you invite the whole tribe over to do with you. So yeah, whereas things like a swimming pool and an outdoor fireplace, they're both about entertaining. Swimming pool can be more about exercise and other stuff as well. But yeah, that's something to, I guess, comparing a swimming pool and an outdoor fireplace is helpful when you're thinking, well, they're both about getting people to turn up, creating a place where people can have fun and be happy and enjoy themselves. So that's tip number two, is think about whether you're trying to entertain or create some solitude. Tip number three is that you don't really need to go crazy. What I mean by that is you don't need to spend a fortune. I recommend you watch another video I've done, should be up already, which is reviewing outdoor spaces. And in there you'll see some great examples of some customers that have put a fire in, put in a very simple roof structure or not. A lot of them, they literally just put a fire in a couple of couches and the spaces look incredible. So I encourage you to check those out, get some inspiration from it. I know, hey, why wouldn't I, push an outdoor fireplace? But I hope this video is actually more helpful than that, because what for most customers find out when they put a fireplace in, they didn't realize that it was the anchor point that they needed. It was the thing they needed to sort of start with, so that they could then create and design around it. So I hope this little sort of short video is inspiring and encouraging and sort of just helps point you in the right direction. Any questions for the team, just yell out, we'd be happy to help. Cheers.